A police pursuit kicked into high gear. Cops say the guy driving that vehicle was going the speed limit. No issue there. The issue is that it spanned 3 different counties and lasted nearly an hour. Ended finally with the suspect cuffed in the back of a cop car. Marin Austin live with us tonight in Lodi. Marin, the guy driving that vehicle, what do we know about him so far?
Well, Eric, imagine you're driving down the freeway up the 99 northbound, just like these cars here, when all of a sudden a white van comes down the road, followed by 12 cop cars at least, chasing after it.
But we'll probably just stay primary in this thing.
The 99 south to the 80 looked more like a laser tag venue last night. Cops, lights, helicopters, all after this 92 Econoline van. Whomever was inside, CHP says, seemed to be swerving a little too much. But when they went to pull this van over, it didn't stop.
I saw the strips that puncture your tires right in front of me, went over those and pulled directly off on the side of the road.
And that's when it came to an end. Spikes thrown by law enforcement busted up the tires near Newcastle. In that van was this guy. Police say it's 52-year-old David Muhammad Hunter. We went out to his home in Lodi, but the family didn't answer.
Cops came by about 2, 3 in the morning. I got home from swing shift from my work, and they asked if the residence on the bottom was home or not, and anything suspicious. Oh, no.
When the pursuit was over, there was enough concern for officers to take the vehicle in as evidence due to suspicious items inside. Meantime, David Hunter is in custody. Now, Hunter charged with 2 things. 1, resisting arrest. The second, assault with a deadly weapon after police say he swerved at them during that chase. Eric, I'm sending it back to you.
Marin Austin live in Lodi. Thank you very much, Marin. And also happening right now tonight, it's do or die for taxes on Capitol Hill, talking about the fiscal cliff. It is coming. Lawmakers locked in a pretty intense face-off over spending cuts and tax hikes.
The Senate Democrats failed to come forward with a counteroffer to the proposal the Republicans made last night.
It's just that we're apart on some pretty big issues.
If a measure is not passed by the new year, there's going to be a bunch of automatic tax hikes and spending cuts that could trigger, they say, another recession. And developing now, former President George H.W. Bush out of ICU. Doctors say that his health has improved, so he was moved out of ICU and into a regular patient room in that hospital in Houston. He was being treated for a high fever he just couldn't kick after getting a bad case of bronchitis. The 88-year-old is the oldest living former president. And here in Sacramento, cops arrested this guy after they say that he was waving around a switchblade downtown. 50-year-old Jack Gerber was arrested just after 10 o'clock this morning for being in possession of an illegal knife and being in violation of his probation. Cops in Woodlands say that they're searching for a machete-wielding suspect who attacked 2 men about 1 o'clock in the morning. One guy was hit in the head with that knife. Another man who tried to help him was cut on the hand trying to wrestle that weapon away. Both men were taken to the hospital immediately. They do tell us that they are both expected to be okay.
Happy New Year!
And there are a lot of ways to ring in the new year, but local officers are urging everybody to welcome in 2013 without a very deadly tradition that is celebratory gunfire. Firing shots into the air can kill. Pulling the trigger to begin with is a felony that can land you in prison. Chris Beal live with us now in Stockton. Chris, we talk about this every single year. Firing those guns, somebody hurt or killed every single year.
Absolutely, and that's whether or not it's in Stockton or anywhere across the country, really. And that's despite the same warning we hear every year. The people firing off their guns on New Year's Eve may call it tradition, but the Stockton Police Department and other departments across the country call it a felony crime.
I mean, what goes up eventually has to come back down, and that bullet's going at a high rate of speed that can go through a roof.
That was exactly what happened when 4-year-old Markel Peters was sitting in church 2 years ago. The fact that it happened in Georgia hasn't stopped his mom from sharing her son's story across the country in a crusade to stop celebratory gunfire.
He started losing consciousness and everything, and they rushed him out, but then we went to the hospital and he died after.
Knowing that death can result, Stockton police will have a zero-tolerance policy this New Year's Eve.
This type of behavior is very reckless, and our officers are going to be out patrolling certain areas that we know there'll be a lot of gunfire.
So the Stockton Police Department says you could face up to 3 years in prison, and you might have to pay back restitution for any damages, death, or injury that result.
Yep, find another way to ring in the new year. Chris Beal live for us tonight. Thank you very much. And Stockton City Hall getting a makeover for the new year. Student volunteers will be painting it, beginning anyway, tomorrow morning. Be sure to watch how that Stockton community is coming together to make a difference for them. That's on FOX40 News at 5:30 and 6 o'clock tomorrow. Kristine?
Eric, it was a cold Sunday throughout Northern California. We're expecting another frost to start of the day tomorrow. And in fact, I don't think we're going to break any records, but certainly going to be frosty enough that we'll see some 20s and 30s. Right now in Sacramento, our highs today were in the low 50s. Right now, upper 40s, 49 in Sacramento, Stockton 50 degrees, 48 in Modesto, Lake Tahoe 19. Only topped out at 23 degrees today, so some nice fresh snow up there. But one of the things you noticed, of course, was our strong north wind that's coming down just a little bit, 10 to 15 miles per hour. And that kept a chill in the air all day long, a little bit of a wind chill tonight. This looks pretty ominous, doesn't it? This part of it, however, is going to cut off and do exactly what the storm system did just a couple of days ago, move into Southern California. So we're forecasting some showers to move down the coast and a few high clouds over us, but most of that rain will be in Southern California, where it's cold rain and lots of snow in Southern California mountain areas. Our futurecast shows clear skies tonight and tomorrow, and with all the cold air in place and the light winds dropping, frost widespread overnight. No records expected. Our records are in the 20s. We're going to be in the upper 20s and low 30s, so they're a little bit lower. This is the high cloud cover by tomorrow afternoon. Moves out of the region. A lot of cold air still in place, and we stay there through Tuesday with lots of sunshine into the early part of the new year. So getting out and about tomorrow night and into the early part of the new year will be easy. Here's your forecast. A chilly day in the Bay with the highs right at 50. The same for the valley. Lighter north winds, plenty of sunshine. The foothills only topping out in the 40s, and then 30s for the Sierra. That'd be warmer than today, where we only saw 20s. The 7-day forecast, finally a period of some dry weather. We get a close call on Thursday and Friday, but it's not looking real promising. And then much warmer temperatures by the end of the week, both sides. We'll get a little bit warmer lows where they should be up in the upper 30s and 40s, and daytime highs closer to 60. All of that sounds pretty nice. 1 year ago, we set a record today of 61 degrees. Not today. That's your weather. We'll be back right after this break.